Because I'm live. Huh? Yeah, I get to seeing their protesters. All you guys that run around out there with, protesting for Hamas, you know, I don't want no money going nowhere. Okay, and we just get this straight. I'm on nobody's side. Okay, but when you start going into terrorist territory, I'm gonna have to take a side. Okay, you had a man on there explain everything to you how Palestine is run. Well, it's all tribal. We don't believe him. No. I mean, you think they're not going to say, no, he's not right? Oh, what are you going to come out and say, yeah, he's right? Think, man. Think. You're wearing the colors. It's like me wearing red in a blue neighborhood. Okay? Or if I walked into a blue neighborhood wearing red, I mean, a red neighborhood wearing blue. Okay? Since I'm affiliated with the Crips, anyways. Not by anything I did wrong, by some things I did right, but anyway, you're wearing the colors of the Hamas tribe. I mean, the guy told you, man. If they didn't have anybody to fight, they'd be fighting each other. They're tribal in nature. That's your tribalism right there. That's what tribalism looks like. All you college students with your anarchy and all this crap, look up anarchy, man. Look it up. And throw the Marxist crap away and look up the true definition of anarchy. You're going to find that part of the definition is survival of the fittest, right? Okay, that's like 10% of the population. Guaranteed. Guarantee it. Guaranteed. Have you guys run around tribalism thinking that you're anarchists and stuff? You wouldn't survive in true anarchy, man. You'd be wiped out. You have people like me come along, former military, you know, fucking Marine Corps veteran, trained to fucking kill people. Okay, I can probably take you out in many different ways, even from a wheelchair. All I need is get you in close. See, that's the thing. You wouldn't survive. Happy men wouldn't survive. You women, you'd be standing up for your men. You'd be standing up for your men. And then when you hit him, and then when you hit a beta or an alpha male man, and you hit him more than once, you gotta slap the shit out of you and keep walking, man. That's some of them, man. I would be there. I just throw you on the ground, grab by the shoulder, and dump you on the ground. Use judo techniques. Use more soft style techniques to show you I'm stronger than you. Same with the men out there, man. I see some of these kids out there. They ain't got. I had more hair. I had a baby face growing up. I was getting carded until I was 26 years old, and I had more fur on my face than these guys got. At least I could have a 5 o'clock shadow. It's just when I got really deep and I got close shave, man. When I shave close, I look like 10 years younger. Even now I'm 65. I probably look like I'm in my about 50. I look like maybe 5 years younger. I don't know. But you get back on point. Get back on point. These people will come over here and kill every one of us. Okay, you're useless. You're a useful idiot. Seriously, man. I mean that's the kindest thing I can call you. Seriously, man. You're a useful idiot. And then you run around with the rainbow flag with the Muslim. You don't watch the news, okay? It's not being it's not being it's not being anti-Muslim if you talk about the fact that they do not like gay people. They will kill you, literally. They'll either do that or they'll make you a eunuch. Okay, I mean if you go into Saudi Arabia, you're made a eunuch. Okay, if you go into the Muslim countries, they will stone you to death. They'll throw you off a fucking building. Hell, they were showing them throwing them out of helicopters, man. Seriously, man, I'll take you for a freaking helicopter ride, and you're gonna go. These are the people that are running around and they hide their views, munitions in the civilian population. They own the media. They own the government. Okay, they're pushing their own propaganda within those little tiny confined borders right there. Okay, I guarantee it. I'm not for Israel either because I think Israel has a right to exist. I'll never say that because that's never shit. Israel's lasted through how many empires? You want to go back to Babylon, Mesopotamia? Well, I don't think we're around Mesopotamia. Babylon, Greek, Roman, Persian, the rise of Islam. Israel's been there. Palestine, the first mention of Palestine and the Romans, he had it as part of freaking Assyria. So obviously those tribes are not welcome to many places. I mean, they got a border with they got a fence on the border with Egypt. They're not being oppressed. They're running across the border killing people. They've been doing it since 1948. The Arab states did not want Israel to exist. Now, I'm a Christian. I believe Israel has a right to exist. It's in their history books, which is the Torah, which is the Old Testament. The first 5 books is the Torah, which is the Hebrew history of the Hebrew people, the Israelites, the real Israelites, the 12 tribes, not the 13th lost tribe and all this other crap. You know, when his tribes scattered, when Israel was taken over, I think it was Israel was divided. It was right after Solomon. They went to Babylon. Babylonians came in, wiped them out, took everything, took everything, man. They destroyed the temple. And went to Babylon. Babylon came. This is the history of the Israeli people. That's the way they count their Torah. You go, no, dude. You don't go to another country and tell them. What if I told you the Greek mythology was their history? That's exactly what it is. I mean, they look at it as their history. It's the history of the Greek nation, the Greek mythology. The Romans just, what do you call it on the Greek mythology? Because Apollo is mentioned in both mythologies as Apollo. I mean, the history of the Hebrew people takes you back to Isaac. I mean, why do you think Trump went in with the Abraham Accords? The Abraham Accords. Ishmael and Jacob. Is it Jacob? Is it Jacob and I think it was Jacob and Ishmael. Okay. Yeah, it was Jacob. Jacob was Abraham's first son, but he had a son by his wife's maid, and that was Ishmael. And God made Ishmael. God made Abraham uh, exile Ishmael and his mother, and God told her, "Well, I'm gonna bless you too. Because I had to do this, I'm gonna bless you too." That became the Arab nations. That's the history of that place, man. I mean, and you're in a college. You never learn that. I had a storytelling class. I had to in college. I had a storytelling class because I'm an animator. I'm a computer animator. I had a storytelling class. I had to learn on visual storytelling. Okay, I had to do a weekly paper on each mythology: Babylonian mythology, Egyptian mythology, Greek mythology, Norse mythology, and then I had to do one on Islam. Okay, I had to do a paper on Islam, on the religion. Okay, and I mean, they there's sect of these people, sect SECTS, sects of these people that I mean, it's in all cultures, but in the Middle East is a tribal in nature. The Bedouins, man, they were. I mean, the Bedouins ran the damn Saudi Arabia. They ran that desert. Bedouin tribes. They were tribal, man. Lawrence of Arabia. That's how he came in during World War and brought all these people together to fight against the was it World War One? Yeah, I believe it's World War One. British went in and pulled together the Arab tribes so they could go and fight in World War One. You have to know the history of these places before you go in and do anything. And then you're sitting there calling someone that lives there a colonizer. The guy was born there, man. That's the biggest. I mean, that's an activist bullshit. And you ain't even real activists. You're just puppets. You know, you're mouthpieces. I'm an activist. Okay, I'm an activist. All right. I don't have to make up shit to fucking be an activist about. There's enough shit out there to be an activist about. I don't have to make stuff up like gender and all that crap. And there's garbage here. I don't care who you are. They wanted to fry babies in a fucking crib. Okay? They wanted to shot innocent people, man. Okay? Now it goes deeper than that, but what they're doing to the general public is bullshitting you guys. All you little college students, man. I'm 65 years old. You cannot tell me that I have less life experience than you will ever have. Because the older you get, the more life experience you get. The older I get, the more life experience I get. Plus, I'm leaning back on life experience. It's called wisdom. Now, you little college students out there, man. I mean, I'm gonna look something up. I do this shit live because in case I do get someone on there. I do it on Facebook normally because I got people on Facebook that actually do watch, but Facebook kicked me off because I have a potty mouth. Um, let me. I'm trying to remember the beginning of the poem. They came for. They came for the poem. Okay, it goes like this. First, they came for the socialists, and I didn't speak out because I was not a socialist. Then they came for the trade unionists. I did not speak out because I was not a trade unionist. Then they came for the Jews. I did not speak out because I was not a Jew. Then they came for me, and there was no one left to speak for me. I mean, this is happening right now. I mean, you can't throw away history because the TV tells you it's not right. Why did they make that Cleopatra movie? Because Jada Pinkett Smith's grandmother said, "I don't care what the history books say. Cleopatra was black. Cleopatra was Greek. She was a Ptolemy. She was when Alexander the Great took over Egypt. He gave Alexandria to the Ptolemy general. Ptolemy generals ran Egypt. I mean, you can look it up. You can. You can look it up. So she was a mixed race, if anything. She'd probably look more like my daughter or my son. My son's almost a redhead. He's got dark auburn hair. My daughter's hair is jet black. She got black eyes, but she got skin like mine. And she got freckles too. She probably looked like that. I mean, you're believing BS because the system is bolstering this stuff, and they're trying to, they're playing the what do you call it game, retro game now. Oh, retro this and retro that and retro this and retro. You guys don't even know what the hell you're talking about. The '60s, we had issues to talk about with our government, man. '60s and '70s, we had issues to talk about. I was basically, but looking back on it, man, I did have issues to talk about with my government. I wasn't even aware of it because I was back then. People were a little bit more innocent than they are now. You didn't have the internet, but still, I made friends. I made friends of different races, man. We had a guy on a wrestling team. He was military, I guarantee it. So my buddy, my Japanese, half Japanese friend, Jim. His father was an American soldier, stationed in Japan after World War II. They got married. I mean, they got married, came back here and had a kid. There's a guy on the wrestling team with us. He was black. He was black Asian. Okay, he's Blackanese. His father was black and his mom was Japanese. He was a soldier's son. I think his dad was a Marine. I mean, that was rare with us growing up. Okay, and you guys are sitting there talking about racism. I got two mixed kids that prove your ass wrong right now. I got two mixed children that prove your ass wrong right now. They are mulatto. That's the technical term for them. Oh, it's a direct, no, it's a technical term for them, mulatto. Okay? They're mixed black and white with a bunch of Indian, Native American mixed in from Puerto Rico and America. All right? I mean, and then you turn around and these people that you're backing up, Palestinians, I'm not talking about the good people there. I'm not talking about the innocent people that are getting slaughtered and all this bullshit. Okay? Because I'm telling you, I've trained with these guys, man. We had Israelis hit Okinawa once in a while. I mean, I think they had one guy. We had one unit coming in. We trained with them a little bit, and then they left. Then no, this is when we were in the mainland. When we were in Japan, because we were training. We were training internationally. We were training with the Japanese, and then they had the IDF came in, and we had little play game. We had little play games, military war games, like playing GI Joe. Um, these guys are serious, man. They take war like I take war, man. If I'm going to war, I'm not gonna go after women and kids unless they're coming after me. If I see them coming after me, I'm gonna be very cautious around them. Okay, but I'm gonna have to bulk up and figure out how to assess the situation better, so don't get shot. They did the same thing in Vietnam, man. These tactics are as old as combat. Hide your arms amongst the civilians. When they come and attack, they have to come in amongst the civilians to come and get you. And they're using the civilians as a shield. The innocent people there, they're using them as a shield. Okay, they're not being oppressed, they're oppressing themselves. It's a tribal warfare within it. Yeah, the PLO was in charge, Palestinian Liberation Organization, now it's Hamas. The guy just told you what they're tribes, man. They're people that nobody wants these tribes around them. Nobody wants them around them. They were part of Assyria under the Roman Empire. Look it up. Roman Empire is considered them Assyrians, man. So I mean, I'm just warning you guys, man. You trying to make these little camps in it? You're gonna have bombs going off all over the freaking place. You're gonna have rape culture and everything else. You want rape culture? You bring the Muslim, the terrorists in there. You bring the terrorists in there, man. Okay, you can talk to any veteran that's been over there. They are debased. They're perverted, man. All right, they ain't no lie about that stuff. They hide it on the internet. They scrub the internet of a lot of that stuff. You used to be able to find that stuff, man. You used to be able to find all the crazy, gory stuff. I'm not talking about sexual in nature. I'm talking about weird stuff. There's a whole website dedicated to it at one time. And yeah, you did see stuff like that, beheadings and everything else. And you're gonna stand. I mean, you're letting these people lead you around like by the nose like a pig. I don't care if you're insulted by that term. Grow a fucking spine, man. Grow some thick skin. Sticks and stones, motherfucker. You know what I mean? Every time someone insults me, man, I look them dead in the eye and say, "Look, I've been called worse by better people, so leave me alone." Because I have. That's the problem with this generation. You guys are easily suckered into every little thing that comes along because you want to be popular. See, I'm like 65 going on 35. All right. I think like a younger person. That's what keeps my artistic juices flowing. Okay, I'm curious like a child. I keep that curiosity. And it's been satisfied all over the place. I have a lot of experiences. And you sit there and listen to these people that half these college professors probably plagiarized their way in, or they're affirmative action hires, or DEI hire, or all three of the above. Okay, they're about as smart as a box of rocks. They're just there because of this, or because of what's between their legs, or who they sleep with. Okay, you can't run a society like that. Okay, and these are like betas trying to take over. Seriously, man. An alpha male or an alpha female has inner and outer strength. Has a very well ordered working mind. Could be chaotic at times too, but it's got a mind that can look at a stream of logic, and a stream of common sense. You know, I mean, I don't. You can go through a lot of anywhere in religious texts, and they'll tell you, do not let your emotions control you. Okay, don't let your emotions control you, man. You have to give it up. Even Islam, man, you have to give it to him. Seriously, man, they kill for their God. I'm not so willing though. I'm willing to defend myself and my people, whatever it takes to defend myself. I mean, I'm sitting there watching all this stuff, and I'm like, I'm a freaking Marine Corps veteran, man. I'm a combat trained veteran, man. You know, I'm a grunt, man. I'm in the infantry. I was in weapons battalion or weapons platoon because I was a little bit smarter than the average grunt. Okay, I'm not saying, but that's the way they do the weapons. I can fire everything from a law and a machine gun to a mortar and a pistol and a rifle. I have hand-to-hand combat experience. You don't think we train during the day. You don't think we spar at night. You don't think we have little beefs with each other and put the gloves on. Sometimes you didn't even wear gloves. You beat the shit out of each other and went into the fucking break for a night. So you're drunk. That's what I'm talking about. That's an alpha. All you little betas out there thinking, I mean, you're being led by the nose, man. I mean, see these people, I don't care what you do, what your religion is. You bow to the East 5 times, man. Just as long as you're not trying to kill me, man, or convert me, man. I'm not trying to convert you. Maybe we can exchange some information. Maybe we can find a commonality to exist with each other. I mean, not worship together, but exist with each other. So we're not, there's got to be a commonality. I mean, they're called the brothers in Abraham, man. Brothers under Abraham, man. This is Ishmael and fucking Jacob, dude. That's why they call it the Abraham Accords, because they both come from the same father, Abraham, and that's religious. That's historical in both communities. It's history. It's their history. It's like them coming over here and trying to tell us about George Washington, man. I say, what do you know about him? I know what our history says about him. What does your history say about him? Okay, maybe I'll get a little dialogue going and see what the Europeans thought of George Washington. Gain some information. All you're doing is being spoon fed a bunch of garbage. I mean, I mean, some of you are so indoctrinated that the cognitive dissonance just sets in, and you just like, oh my god, what? Is that the real world? Wait, my bubble's being burst? When I wrote for a newspaper, I wrote for the Daily Press here in Santa Monica, and I used to burst the bubbles all the time, man. I used to burst bubbles all the time. People will wonder, how the hell did you go to college while you're homeless? Well, number one, I had nothing better to do. You know what I mean? What are we going to do? Sit on the concrete? Look pathetic? Number two, I needed to get my education. I was an artist. I wanted to get my foot in the door somewhere. I mean, I was willing to go down and make paint holiday cards and stuff down in Venice Beach, or greetings cards down in Venice Beach. Sell handmade greetings cards, handmade greetings cards. Just one for each person. I have a set design I put out there, but I have some handmade ones to where I can have those. I could detail them to the person. I mean, it's then I started fighting for places down, or lots, little areas to sell. I'm like, nah, I don't want to be down here. Came up to Santa Monica, posted up in the damn coffee shop, started drawing. I had nothing better to do. When I'm bored, I draw, or watch a movie, or listen to music, or read a book. Yeah, read a book. Put your eyes in a page with little letters down there so you can actually learn the English language and the grammar. Reading helps you learn grammar, man. I mean, you've got terrorists leading you around by the nose. They're representatives that are here. I guarantee you that with those little tents they're setting up, most of the people that are living in those tents are not fucking college students. They're not. They're professional protesters. Professionals. Wherever the money goes, that's where they go. They've been trained to do this stuff. They have camps. How do I know? Because when I was an activist out here for the homeless, we took over an abandoned building. We squatted in an abandoned building. We have 100 people in that building. We had them there for a week. We had the bear devices underneath. Those the ones in Florida where you got the guys and they look like they're being crucified. Those are called bear devices. You lock your hands inside there. You got a chain. You can unlock the chain because it's got a clip. You can unlock it with the clip. The point is that they don't know how long the chain is. Well, you can see how long it is. Most of them, they keep the chain about that short inside there. So they cut it. They don't know where your arm is at. So they actually have to go in and have that pretty much. They probably cut it long and then long again. Or else they just go in there and put their hands on the tables. All look, here, guys. This is you guys are dumbasses for putting yourself. I mean, come on now. The girl that set it all up. They had lawyers and they had the ACLU. These are professionals that came out there. And I was the guy that rounded up the people because I was one of the most popular homeless guys out there. Because I didn't take a lot of shit. I liked everybody. I kept everybody entertained. I'd be drawing and stuff. I keep people from getting in trouble or try to, or keep the trouble to a minimum. So the homeless community isn't, you know, lumped into one big trick bag. You you guys are being duped. You're being duped. Your bubble's about ready to burst this summer. I guarantee you, once summer vacation hits, boom, it's going to be fucking the summer of love 2.0. It's going to be worse. They ain't going to be setting up bricks. They're going to be setting up bombs. And they'll be shooting and chopping people up with their machetes, man. You got different factions here. You got African Somalian gangs. You got African gangs. You got Muslim. You got the terrorists up in here. You got the South American gangs. You got the Central American gangs. The news. Oh no 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 no. All you little college students that are going on with this stuff, be prepared. Be prepared. You got any gay friends? You better not let it be known. Especially when the real ones start popping up. Oh, they're out there too. The little terrorists, the organizers, the real ones, the ones that know how to make the bombs and know how to get the weapons. They're already trying to take over the apartments, squatting, and you would go along with this stuff. Why? Because some dumbass professor told you that he hates America. You wouldn't survive outside of America. You wouldn't, man. You'd even go to Japan and get the Johnny Somali treatment because you'd be rude as fuck over there. I'm not saying the Japanese are they have their moments and stuff. It's just like any other society. They know curse words and everything else. But they're very polite. They're very clean. You go over there and start throwing stuff on the ground like they're starting to do now with the immigrants going over there. I guarantee you the samurai are going to come out of the woodwork, man. The Yakuza stepping up to the plate, dude. I mean, they coexist together in Japan. There's corruption and they coexist. And the way they run their government, pretty much the society is pretty organized, structured. Once you add chaos into the mix, you're gonna bring out the Japanese warrior, man. You don't want that to come out, man. You don't. You don't want that samurai spirit to come up, man. All you guys sitting in the college campuses, man, and you're out there sitting with these people, okay? These organizers, the cute guys are sitting up there with the microphones. They're blasting America and making it sound like it's a pretty flowery speech. That's what Hitler did. That's exactly what Hitler did. You can't say Donald Trump's Hitler. You're seeing Hitler in office right now, man. This is a fascist government got going on. The corporations and the government are like this, especially with the tech corporations. That's a fascism right there. That's a definition of fascism. Classical fascism from Mussolini. Nazism and fascism are a bit different. The ideologies are different. Nazis was leaning more towards the communist state. Yeah, I said it. They play off. They sit there and they divide and conquer, man. And happy kids that are doing this. You got this coming out of yin yang. Okay, you ain't you're so privileged. I mean, I wish I had half the money you got. I'd have a new computer rig right here. My cat would be able to go to a freaking a veterinarian. Huh? You're privileged. You wouldn't survive on the street. And I'm not even talking about outside the United States. I'm talking about all of us in the United States. You wouldn't survive out there. You wouldn't. Your mom could get you in trouble first thing. Okay, that's the first thing that happened. Mom could get you in trouble. You know, there's a lot of Mike Tysons out there, man, and you ain't on the internet. And there's a lot of big people out there that punch you right in the face for something, even women. Women will get it from the girls, man. The girls will beat the crap out of you out there. You don't even need the men to do it. The women out there will beat the shit out of you, women, or whatever you want to call yourself. And you're going along with terrorist groups? How does that work? I want to hear about Israel and Palestine. Israel's been there for thousands of years, man. Palestine used to be called Syria Palestina. Assyria Palestina. I believe that's the name of it. Assyria Palestina. It's part of fucking Syria. It was part of Syria. So Palestine started out in Syria. Now they're down here in Israel. Yeah, so Palestine, I guess Palestine, the Syrians, they don't want them, man. They just kicked them out of their country. Egypt don't want them. They get them blocked off. I'm not talking about the people. I'm talking about the groups within there, the tribes, the tribal heads. They don't want the tribes in there. And I'm glad I went to college when I went to college, man. It was just starting this garbage when I went to college, man. Every class I walked into, I was a freaking TA. Even classes I like the animation shit. As soon as I started getting good with that, I became a TA. I started helping people with the animation, helping them with the assignments, because I'm a quick learner. It was just boring to me after a while. I had to do something else. Happy kids can't even tie your own freaking shoes, man. You got so many straps on you. Or if you do, you want to do this, you want to look good. You got the whitewashed tomb going on there with the dead bones inside. You know what I mean? You can go all throughout any religion. It talks about if you're dead inside or alive inside. If you're dead inside, there's something wrong with you, man. If you got no connection spiritually to something, there's something wrong with you. Seriously. I'm not talking about God. I'm not talking about Christianity. I'm talking about spiritually. You don't have a spirit. No. What the hell you think's running in your freaking body, man? What the hell you think is got all that crap going on up here? This is just a mass of flesh between your ears, man. It's a mass of flesh between. Where the hell does all that consciousness come from? Animals have it partially, but not like we do. I get along with my cat. When she meows, I go right to her. Because cats don't meow to each other. They really don't. Mother might meow for a kitten. But after a while, most cats, when they communicate with each other, it's mostly with hissing or bumping or rubbing. When she meows, they go right to her. That's the bond I have with her. But she's spiritually, she's an animal. She's like my own kid, but she's an animal. I know she's an animal. Okay? I don't put clothes on her and I don't put little hats and shoes on her. My cat's got a beautiful fur coat. Yeah, I'm getting off on tangents, but I'm showing you something here. Okay? You're following the wrong master over here. You know, this isn't a democracy we live in. We live in a constitutional republic. Very different. Every right that's in that Bill of Rights, the government, that's a contract with the government that they're going to protect these rights. Constitution is a governmental contract between the American people and the people that we put in power. In other words, they're our employees, man. They won't teach you that in college anymore, man. Happy 90% of the people out there protesting don't even know that they think a constitution is a piece of paper sitting in the Smithsonian. It has no power because they're told it has no power. Well, you know what? That means they stripped you of the power because that government document says that we have the power over the government. And the government just told you that document doesn't tell you that you have power. How does that work? It's a contract between us and the people we elect that they're going to do their best to keep our rights safe within the borders of our country. Doesn't matter where we go around the world, it's the borders of our country, man. At one time, you went around the world from America. I mean, you lived high in the hog in France and England. In the 60s, shit, 50s and 60s, all of these countries are third world nations compared to us, man. Our dollar ruled supreme, man. You go where you want to go for an Italian vacation, man. Shit, you got 100 lira in a dollar. It's just like me going to the Philippines. It's 50 PHP to the dollar over there. I can take $800 and increase it by 50 fold, and then have my girlfriend buy everything at her prices. They'll try to trick me into another price, but she's buying for me. Got it in. Same with property. But right now, we go to another country. We got countries that our dollar's worth shit. You might as well use it for toilet paper, man. You got these college kids that they got you so dumb that you don't even know your name half the time. They want you to use fucking pronouns. You don't even know which bathroom to use. They got you so confused with all this bullshit gender ideology crap. And you take that over to Palestine, they will kill you. They will kill you. They will stone you to death or drop you off a building. And that's the truth. That's not a lie, man. They do not tolerate homosexuality in these countries, man. Israel, they don't care. In other countries, there's rainbow flags all over Israel. Guarantee it. You go to the outside of Israel, man. You go in these Muslim countries, going to Arab countries, might be on the DL some countries, but publicly, no. You ain't prancing around out there like a fairy. No. Yeah, I used a derogatory term. My God, you call each other worse. Ooh, but no, no, no. You can insult me, but I can't insult you. No. That's all I got to say about that. Grow a pair, male or female, grow a pair. Okay, and there's a pair on each of you, ovaries and testicles. Grow a pair. Grow a pair of ovaries. Grow a pair of testicles, man. Quit acting like society wants you to act. Because all this crap you're doing is a trend, man. It's already falling apart. People are rejecting it left and right. They're rejecting it. They're rejecting everything that's totally off the cliff left. Seriously, man. Even liberals like me are saying, "What the fuck are you doing over there, man? What's wrong with you, man?" I mean, you see people run around with communists like what you did, but it wasn't prevalent. Okay, everyone thinks that it was all communists on these college campuses during the Vietnam War. No, it wasn't, man. They had factions, communism, black factions, this faction, that faction. But the majority of the people, they just didn't want the war, man. They didn't want to get shipped off the war. They didn't know. They didn't want to get shipped off that they got out of college. This was happening, man. They were taking them right out of college, man. Draft you right out of college. You get a college diploma, and they're gone right after college. That's unless you had the money. See, it's sad, and in decades to come, it'll probably be somewhat comical that there's going to be an incident in one of these rallies, these pro-Palestine rallies. There's going to be an incident, and it's going to be caused by a terrorist. And it doesn't even have to be a bomb or anything. Or someone's going to get raped, or you're going to sexual assault's going to climb. I'm not saying this college is safe for sexual assault. Okay, but it's a hell of a lot safer than when my brother went in the '80s. I mean, he went in the late '70s, early '80s, man. He went Lake Forest College in Illinois. I went to visit him once, and they were having freaking fire extinguisher fights in the hallway. Like, what the fuck are you doing, man? But anyway, I mean, something's gonna happen bad when you set these tents up, man. That's why they're trying to take them down, man. They're trying to protect your ass. You don't want to listen to adults, man. A lot of us in the '60s and '70s didn't want to listen to our parents, man. But sometimes they say you become your parents. In other words, maybe you gain the wisdom that your parents had. I might not be like conservative like my dad or my mom, but I'm not over here getting my face pierced up. I'm not getting tatted. I like the way I look, man. I don't care bald head, losing my teeth. No, fuck that, man. I don't care what you think about me, my looks. That's the least of my worries, man. That's the least of my worries. I mean, you see, when you look at these things and maybe years to come, you're going to see how low income housing people live. Okay, this is how I live. Okay, I don't have anybody to help me. I'm in a wheelchair. My roommate's got to go out to make his change. He's got to go get his hustle on. All right, and he's got his life to live. He's got to eat. We can't live together forever. This cave is getting a bit crowded. So and I don't mind because he doesn't stay up here all night. He doesn't sit here all night. He does his little trip on the outside. He comes in when he needs to. Comes and goes. Comes and goes. Comes. It's fine, man. Just pick up. He picks up behind himself when I ask him to. That's all I care about. I have a hard enough time keeping up behind myself, and I can't get the help I need. This is all the white privilege people talk about. Okay, I can't get the help I need because the places that I get the help from are corrupt. People that work for them are corrupt. The people, the people that run a place are probably corrupt. Especially the people that work for them are definitely corrupt. I've had two in home care people, and I do. They come in here, and I can do more than they do when they come in here. in a wheelchair by myself. And these guys are getting paid $12 an hour, and I got 80 hours a month for them, man. I got 80 hours a month. I only ask one thing, man. Move the furniture once a week. Let's move the furniture once a week. Sweep up through the walls. Just one day. Spend one day. Just clean this whole apartment from top to bottom. You got to get on a freaking ladder and do the ceiling. Because I'm sick, man. I have bad shit going on inside me. This don't help, but I also live right behind the bus depot. They park the buses every night, and they crank up about 4:30 in the morning. I got black mold sitting in my apartment. How is that white privilege? I got a lot of talent, man, but I can't use it because I'm disabled. Even if I wasn't disabled, I you have to be like creme de la creme to get into where I wanted to go, man. You have to prove yourself. First, you got to get your foot in the door. And I ain't willing to get on my knees for no job. All right, not here or Hollywood or anywhere. I mean, I'll go independent, which is what I was planning on doing, going to some freelance and putting some stuff on YouTube, which I started to do until YouTube took my channel down in what 2017, 2018. They didn't like the stuff I was watching or some shit like that. I don't know. 2020, I think they took my first channel down. This is my third one. I'm on my third Facebook page. My first Facebook page, I had all my work on it. I had my portfolios in. I had pictures. I had drawings up there. I had 3D animated stuff up there. I had uh, ZBrush 3D sculptured stuff up there. I did a 3D sculpture of a SAG actress. She did a couple of programs. I don't know about recently, but I did a sculpture of her face. Looked just like her too. I guess I'm good. All this garbage they're teaching you in college is garbage, man. There's a computer term. Gigo in, gigo out. Gigo in, gigo out. Garbage in, garbage out. That's a computer term. You put garbage programming in here, you get garbage displays and shit like that. Like I said, all these guys that are coming in there, these are the professional protesters. They go where the money is. Okay? Even on your campus, they go where the money's at. I guarantee you there's places on campus where they're teaching protesting. Protesting. That's not protesting what you're doing. That's called a fucking riot. Okay? Peaceful protesting means you don't disturb the peace. Okay, you don't go beyond disturbing the peace. You might be able to chant and all this stuff, but you can't block traffic. You can't insult people. You can't. It's not a peaceful protest because the protest is between you and the government, not you and other people. Okay, First Amendment is very clear. Protesting. First Amendment is for us to redress our issues with the government. Okay, that's freedom of speech right there. That's not my issue with my neighbor. I'm not gonna go post up on a sign because the guy's smoking dope down there. I just talk bad about him because he's smoking dope down there, man. I don't want my apartment robbed. I don't want one of the stooges to come up here and think he can go around and rob people in the fucking building. I used to be a dope fiend, dude. You can't tell me. You know, I've experienced a lot of shit in my life. A lot of stuff. A lot of stuff was self-made stuff that I put myself into just out of curiosity. So I learned. I'm watching this next generation. You guys are so soft, man. I call you Twinkies, man. Soft on the outside, soft on the inside, full of shit you don't need. That's all you're full of shit, man. You think you know everything, but you don't. And then when someone calls you out on it, you convince yourself that you know this stuff so bad you have a meltdown. That's when you start talking over people because you don't want to hear it. You don't want to hear what anybody says. And if I was ever out there like some of these guys, I'd be going every time they do that, I'd be going, I said, what are you doing? Same thing you're doing, man. No, I'm not. Well, you're talking over me. Every time I try to say something, they start talking again. Go, straight up. That's what they do. They talk so they can't hear. That's the way they're trained by these stupid ass teachers. Some of these teachers I take them behind the barn and give them a little throttling, man. Seriously, man. I'm not a violent person, but these guys need a spanking, man. Seriously, they need a verbal spanking, man. They need tongue lashing. They need to be. They need to be. I mean, seriously, some of these people need to be like that guy got tackled. Or they arrested that college professor. That's not a professor. She's an embarrassment to the school. Schools should be non-biased, man. Schools should be very non-biased. There should be all things taught in colleges, man. Left, right, up, down, inside, outside, upside down. It's a place of learning. It's a place of mental and emotional growth. Yeah, emotional too, because you got to learn to have some thick skin in college. Because nowadays I see these people calling each other names like it's like Tyson said, man. Some of y'all, you're not used to. If you ever said some of the stuff in public, I've heard of my on the computer, I'd punch you in the face. And I'm sure I've said some stuff that I'd probably get punched in the face in for too. But mostly it's in retaliation. You know, you guys are being bamboozled, man. You're being corn, you're being spoon fed a bunch of bullshit, and you're eating it up like you enjoy it. You're not doing anything but dividing the country. Well, go live in another country then, man. Seriously, you don't like America? Leave. Love it or leave it, man. Yeah, there's a lot of problems here that can be straightened out if everybody get their act together and quit acting stupid. Oh, you little Gen Zers that are complaining, I can't afford it, dude. I've been living like this on SSI since 2008, man. I'm saying SSI in Section 8. Plus, I send my girl $400 a month to support her in the Philippines, and I make it just fine. I got two cans of chicken up there. I probably go drop a couple, probably drop 30, $40 off some chicken and some meat. I cook for myself. I don't eat out. That's what your problem is. You guys are eating out. I gotta go to McDonald's. No, McDonald's is $20 because you wanted your minimum wage. That you guys can't even balance your own damn checkbooks or budget or whatever you're using on your credit cards. But you can't even keep those balanced. We had to balance a checkbook back in the day. You write a check, you got to make sure you got the money to cover it. So in other words, you had to know some accounting, basic accounting. Like I said, man, when they start when shit starts hitting the fan on your campuses and my campus, some of our state universities like UCLA, private colleges are even worse because they got their own security and stuff, and they do pretty much what they want until something really happens. The cops are called in from the outside. I'm telling you guys, you're going for the wrong meal here. This ain't a fucking happy meal, man. It's poison they're giving you. There's no happiness in the Middle East at all, man. You guys are too stupid to look at the damn trends and see what's going on and look at the past to compare it to the future or compare it to the present. The past that really existed, not the past that they're trying to feed you in college with the 1619 Project, CRT, DEI, Jim Crow 2.0. That's all that is. So instead of doing it to black people, they're doing it to the white people. And then they got you all riled up in the black community. Oh, we were slaves. Look, my parents were Irish, man. I got Irish in my family. Irish were indentured servants, man. They didn't buy us, man. They just took us, man. You got put in prison, you can become an indentured servant. And believe me, you got put in prison, and if you were in England, if you were in the UK, and you were Irish at the time, then you were in British rule no matter what. There were war spots, Scotland, Ireland, and Wales, and Britain. You know, but they don't teach you too much history, huh? They don't teach you too much history. Only what the history that they want you to know. The Syria Palestina, man, look it up. Look it up. It's the first time they used the word Palestine. And Palestine had existed for 2,000 years before that, 3,000 years before that. I mean, Israel had existed as a country on and off for 3,000 years before that. Unless they were conquered. Well, most of the time when they were conquered, they went right as soon as they showed themselves to be good people in the conquering nations, they were sent back to their own countries. Except Egypt. Persia, hell, they sent them back to their own country and built the temple again. From Persians, man, they were cool. Cyrus did that, man. Was it Cyrus? Yeah, it was Cyrus. Was it Nebuchadnezzar? Nebuchadnezzar is the one that Samuel proved himself to, and then Cyrus, his father, I think, took over and gave them their land back, and then came back and took it back later. This is Cyrus II, I think. Israel's been there for thousands of years, man. I mean, no matter what the Palestinians say, you got propaganda coming out of both ends. Okay? You're going to believe one side and say the other side's propaganda? That don't make sense. You don't check both sides to see where the facts are coming from? Like I said, this got the son of the damn leader of Hamas. He was raised in that environment. He was raised like that. He's telling you what it is. He's telling you that. The only thing that's really got him any type of unified is Islam. That's basically what's got him unified. Islam. They're Islamic jihadists, man. And they run the country. Or they run that little strip of land, Gaza. It's kind of funny that all this stuff, people talk about being a Christian and stuff, about, I don't mention my Christianity too much. It talks about in the end times that everyone's going to be attacking Israel. I mean, it's a script. It's almost like a script. Israel's going to come under attack. Now, Zionism, I don't agree with Zionism, man. Zionism and the Talmud, that's going into the Kabbalah. That's doing the Jewish mysticism. Okay, yeah, you should study this stuff. People that are running that government are Zionists, man. They don't give a shit. They don't give a shit about their people either. It's just like our government. They don't give a shit about us. It's the same people. It's the same thinking. They just get you. They just got you hyper focused on one aspect of it. But once you unfocus, once you pull your gaze back, you step back from the situation, and you look at the whole picture. You can't look at the whole picture unless it's like one of the poems I wrote, or a poem I wrote. You can't connect the dots unless all the dots are seen. You ever play the game Connect the Dots? What happens if one of the dots is missing within that picture that you're trying to draw? It doesn't turn out right. You have to see all the dots in order to create the picture. And they're really good at hiding them dots, man. They're really good at hiding them. They gaslight you and everything else, man. You're bringing a jihad into this country. Basically, what you're doing. I mean, they're afraid to come into this country in a full scale attack because there's 175 million fucking weapons in this country. 175 million people with over what 500 million weapons and a couple of trillion rounds. Man, there's a rifle behind every tree here, man. The only way they can come in is sneak in through the border, infiltrate the colleges and universities, get all the young kids all wound up. You're making a difference. Yeah, you sure are making a difference. You're going to be making a difference in a freaking concentration camp, too. Or wherever the jihadists put their people. You might want to, if you're lucky, you might wind up slave. If you're female, you will wind up a slave, especially if you're cute and blonde hair. Well, like I said, you kids out there that are protesting all this stuff, have fun. Have fun. Because the National Guard ain't going to put up with it either, man. Wait till they call up the National Guard on your asses, man. These cops are fucking treating you nice, man. National Guard don't give a shit. They rip your arms out of the socket. You're on American soil and you're disrupting American. I mean, you're basically a terrorist on our own soil. Okay, there's a difference between protesting and terrorism, man. You don't throw rocks at the cops, man. You especially don't throw rocks at the guard. They might have a stand down order for a while, but sooner or later they're going to get the order to live fire. It might start out with rubber bullets, but as soon as it's going to be live fire, light them up. Seriously, man, if it gets that bad, you guys aren't going to survive. You will not survive. Rubber bullets, they'll hit you with everything military, man. They'll hit you with sonic weapons. They'll hit you with gas attacks. And it ain't gonna give you. They ain't gonna do pepper spray, man. You know, it's called CS gas. That's the strongest shit they got out there, man. It's stronger than pepper spray. It's stronger than bear spray. CS gas is like military grade shit. Okay, they hit you with the sonic weapons, you're down. They hit you with the microwave weapons, you're down. What are you gonna do? Throw a rock at a damn tank? Or even some of the armored Humvees, man? You're not doing anything, man. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you from experience, man. But you don't let the Marines come out there. You don't give a shit. They'll grab you by the fucking collar. You got bear devices on, one guy will drag all three of your asses. And you'll be drugged by the fucking collar or a foot. They grab you by the fucking foot. Grab you by, get two guys on your feet, you ain't going nowhere. You'll be dragging your buddies along with you, right? And you'll be stretching your arms like, ah, you're hurting me. Fuck you, man. You're going to jail now, motherfucker. And you're going to be hurting when you're in jail. Cops are nice, man. We don't let the National Guard or the Marines come out there. I'm serious. Serious, man. You saw that one takedown with that, was the sheriff? Took that guy down. It won't be no stab. It'll be grab you by the throat and hit you in the face and grab you and throw you to the ground, and someone else will hog tie you and just keep coming in wailing on your asses, man. Butt strokes and everything else. Especially if they got any kind of freaking bayonet on that motherfucker. Now I'm going back to the '60s with this. I don't know what they got out now. I don't know what they bring out for the riots. I know I had riot control when I was in the Marine Corps. And we were taught to be no too nice to these fucking protesters, man. You got a billy club, they swing at you, clocked in the head. Because you're federal government, man. Military sits above everything, man. If it's federalized or in-house use, military sits above it all. You get picked up by the military for a tribunal, you're gonna wish you went to court. Okay? And if you started an insurrection on this land, on this continent, I mean in this country, you're going to the brig, man. You're going to a military tribunal, man. It's called treason. That's outside of the scope of the civilian laws, man. Everybody, myself included, the president, we can all be charged with treason, man. The president has to be impeached to be charged with treason, but if we keep going, I'm telling you, summer of love 2.0 this summer's coming up. You're already trying to wind them up with blocking the damn thoroughfares, blocking the roads. This is America, man. This isn't England. We're not too nice over here. We'll run your ass over. So you get someone to take on the left or the right, just run your ass over. Or like down in Venezuela, I got out and shot everybody, man. I'm tired of your ass. Boom, boom, boom. I don't think that would happen here, at least not by a law-abiding gun owner wouldn't do that. Anyway, like I said, college campus guys, man, have fun. Have fun. When shit hits the fan, you're gonna be wishing it didn't. You're gonna be turning around saying, "Oh my God, this old man with no teeth and he's sitting there and throwing bad stuff at what's happening?" Okay, man. Us boomers aren't dumb, man. We just look like this. Peace out. Love you guys. Semper Fi.